With the third overall pick, the New York Knicks select RJ Barrett out of Duke. Good pick for the Knicks. You like this pick? What's your grade?
I do like the pick. I'll give it an A because I'm going to keep this simple. I know I'm AAA so far on picks 1, 2, 3, but when you make the pick that you're supposed to make, the pick that I think is the only sensible option, then I don't know how to give a grade other than an A. RJ Barrett is the third best prospect in this draft and arguably the second best prospect in this draft, although, yes, I would go Morant over Barrett. But certainly, I think quite clearly the third best prospect in this draft and an obvious pick for New York. On lottery night, that fan base was fired up. They thought they were going to have the opportunity to draft Zion Williamson. It didn't happen. But given where they are, RJ Barrett is who they're getting. And here's what he represents. Somebody who this time a year ago was projected by everybody to be the #1 pick on this night, who was widely considered for years to be the best prospect his age in the world. And then I know he went to Duke, teamed up with Zion Williamson, and Zion was Zion and RJ was not. RJ was still first-team All-American. Still scored more points as a freshman in the ACC than anybody in history. The idea that he wasn't great at Duke is crazy. He wasn't efficient, but he was great. This is the right pick.
He was great. Love the pick. Would go with an A with you. He's going to be the Rookie of the Year a year from now. Zion Williamson.
RJ Barrett's going to be Rookie of the Year.
Zion Williamson's the better prospect. He's the correct #1 pick. RJ Barrett's going to have the ball in his hands more. He's going to score more. The Knicks are going to rely on him more. I think his natural output, he is going to be the Rookie of the Year in the 2019-2020 NBA season.
Wow. I'd like to see the odds on the Rookie of the Year, because I think RJ Barrett, there'd be some value there, because I think everybody in terms of the public would be running to put it on Zion Williamson. Reed, let me bring you in here now on RJ Barrett going third overall to the Knicks. Your reaction?
I like him. I like him. I don't love him. People loved him a year ago, and like Gary said, he wasn't exposed at Duke. He had a great season at Duke, and yet people kind of soured on him because of that tunnel vision that I spoke about earlier, because of the lack of excellent three-point shooting. But what he is he is a born scorer. This guy can straight up get to the hoop. He can score all over the court. Part of me would think that someone like Darius Garland could have gotten in the mix here. I tend to think the idea of this being a three-player draft isn't quite right. But RJ Barrett is the obvious pick here. The Knicks don't need to overthink it like they usually do.
Ranked first in the 2018 recruiting class by 24/7 Sports, and Evan Daniels helps put those projections together. Evan, you like this pick, and do you agree with Matt in terms of, hey, he might be Rookie of the Year next year?
I actually do agree. I think there's certainly a case to be made. I think RJ Barrett may even be the most NBA-ready player in this draft. Look, he's extremely productive, was extremely productive during his college basketball season. Nearly 23 points a game, more than 7 rebounds, more than 4 assists. I love his alpha dog mentality. He knows how to score. He has a killer instinct. There's obviously some areas he's going to need to improve. He's going to need to become a better shooter. I think he could take care of the ball a little better, but he's versatile. You can put the ball in his hands. He's a good playmaker. He's a good passer when he wants to be, but this kid is just always aggressive, always attacking. I think it's the right pick. I spoke to his trainer, Drew Hanlon, during the pre-draft process, and they really spent a lot of time working on his shooting. They even adjusted some of his shooting mechanics. They changed his footing a little. They moved to the right hand on the basketball a little. So they really focused on long-range shooting, mid-range shooting, and really getting a little more shiftier and getting defenders moving side to side. But like I said, I think he's NBA ready, and I think this is a kid that's going to be able to insert into a NBA lineup and score 12 to 15 points a game.
Top 3 picks have gone as expected: Zion Williamson, Ja Morant, and RJ Barrett. Our live coverage continues here on CBS Sports HQ, presented by Jeep. There it is, the #1